Well, hello there, everyone. It's Monday, May the 2nd, the year 2022. I do hope you are doing fantastic. If you had a chance yet, watch the video yesterday from Millennial Mike and myself. Mike's much more a better speaker than I. Of course, I got a better brain because I taught him everything about investing. Anyway, it's a great conversation, I think. Just ignore me and listen to Mike. Anyway, baseball, brew, and investing. How's it all tied together? Okay, to start off with, I'm mazske finance. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a CPA. But where are you at right now in your investing life? Can you let me know? Just put it in the comments below. Are you a beginner? Are you a newbie? Like you've never invested, you want to learn, you're eager to learn, you're trying to get all the information you can, you're a beginner, you got a little bit in the stock market, you got one rental house, you got a half dozen rental houses, you're financially independent. Where are you in your investing journey? Where are you? So anyway, getting to the brew. Did you have any brews this past weekend? I didn't. But anyway, what I'm referencing is the Morning Brew. The Morning Brew is a daily newsletter. I've talked about it before on my channel. Sorry to look down, looking at my tablet. And I get I probably get half dozen daily emails from the Brew because I subscribe to all their various ones. I don't read some of them. I do read the earliest one, the Morning Brew. It's young folks that put together, probably millennials, Gen Zs, somebody. But it's business oriented, and they put a variety of different things in there. They do have 2 crosswords a week. I try to do both. They got games. Younger folks are all about games. So there's games in there, but there's also business highlights, and there's links like shallow dives, medium dives, deep dives. I don't read everything in there by any stretch of the means. Sometimes I just skim through it. Okay, but occasionally I click on links and open up a Twitter or something, and I read links of interest. So something I read today was something that was on the website called the Technium. And the guy wrote, he said today was his birthday, he turned 70 years old, and he wrote down 103 bits of advice I wish I had known. I like reading stuff like this because when someone's older, if they can think back, if they're still mentally sharp up here and they think back, what things would they have liked to have been told way back when that could have helped them in life? And I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. It's 103. It would take a long video. But the first couple things is about 99% of the time, the right time is right now. Right now. So in regards to investing, the right time to start investing is right now. It doesn't matter what the political climate is. It doesn't matter what the Fed is doing. It doesn't matter what any other YouTuber is telling you. The right time to start investing is right now. Okay? You with me? It's right now. All right. He goes on to say, no one is as impressed with your possessions as you are. By golly, he's right. Don't ever work for someone you don't want to become. Another good one. Don't keep making the same mistakes. Try to make new mistakes. Point of that is try new things. Try new things. So one thing I'm going to do, I hadn't thought about this since I've lived here in South Florida. I don't know why. I've thought about my dock. I thought about my tiki hut. I thought about a boat. I've looked into different boats. I think about motorcycles at times because I used to ride motorcycles as a young man. Something I was reminded of recently. Something I was going to try way back in my early 20s. Way back in my early 20s. And I'm going to thank Dion for this. Dion Talks. Dion is here in South Florida. Him and I met for lunch the other week. I'm busy. He's busy. We're going to meet up again this week. But Dion goes scuba diving. Back in my early 20s, I forget the exact age, probably 20. I was living in the country of Panama. And when I was in the Navy, I was the sort of person, I got other folks to do things. I was in electronics school up in Illinois, Great Lakes, Illinois. Spent a year in Illinois between boot camp and electronics school. And I got an idea I wanted to go skydiving. And I don't know how I found it. We didn't have the internet back then. But I found a skydiving company in Sandwich, Illinois, and it's still there. I Googled it recently. Sandwich, you eat a sandwich. Sandwich, Illinois, there's a skydiving company. So I Googled, I contacted them. I don't remember if I called them or wrote them a letter. Probably called them. And they mailed me information. And what I found was if one person did it, it was like $105, $120. But if 4 or more people could do it, it would be reduced. It was like $70, $75, something like that. So I was like, whoa, if I can get 3 other people, the price goes down. So I found 3 friends and we went skydiving. All right. And it was fascinating. It was wonderful. It was fantastic. And I'll probably never do it again because it wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it would be. By the time I had gone skydiving, I had been a wild teenager. I had done different things. I had, been in mountains a lot. I've been whitewater rafting. I rode motorcycles, jumps, et cetera, et cetera. So when I went skydiving, the anticipation leading up to it was like, ooh, I'm going skydiving. I'm going to jump out as a tandem jump. But we jumped at like 14,000 feet and opened the chute. I forget, 8,000 feet, maybe. But it was pleasant. Once the chute opened, it's like you just look around. We're floating like on a cloud. We're floating down. It was quite pleasant. But it wasn't, like I was looking for the adrenaline rush. And it was the anticipation and the nervousness leading up to it, but it wasn't that adrenaline rush. Something I did, I'll go off on a tangent a little bit. Something I did in Colorado, and this would have been after, I did 2 things in Colorado, well, many things in Colorado. After I left Illinois, was one thing I did, I went on a hot air balloon ride. And this hot air balloon ride, we went out somewhere, outside of Denver, out in somewhere. And I got my roommate to go with me. I always get people to go with me. And we went, don't ask me how we found these places. We didn't have GPS back then. I don't know how I did it. But we went out there, it was dark 30. It was like dark when we went there. And we went up on a hot air balloon ride. And it was myself and my buddy and a father and a daughter in the balloon and the operator. And it was fun. It was not the adrenaline rush, but yet it was. It was lifting off the ground when you can look over and watch the ground get farther away. And it was fun. It was fun. I recommend all of you try that. If you want to go skydiving, go ahead. If you want to ride motorcycles, go ahead. Remember, there's 2 types of motorcycle riders, those that have hit the ground and those that will hit the ground. But hot air balloon ride, I loved it so much that when I was in the country of Panama, and I'll get to the point of my thanking Dion. When I was in the country of Panama, I found a hot air balloon company up in the Maryland, Pennsylvania area. I forget exactly where it was. I don't know how I found it. Again, no internet. I found them, contacted them, found out the price for a hot air balloon ride, and I contacted my parents. I think I mailed them a check for their anniversary, and I said, the only way you can cash this check is here's the information on the company. This money will pay for a hot air balloon ride. It was my mom and my dad. And it might have been their 25th wedding anniversary, I think. And it took them a couple months, but they went on a hot air balloon ride, and they liked it. My mom's now deceased. This would have been around 1990, probably. And so I don't know how old they were, probably in their 40s, maybe pushing 50, I don't know. So anyway, hot air balloon ride, do it. So Panama, I found out about a course to learn something, and it was scuba diving. And I got a buddy to go with me again. I forget which buddy this was. And we went up, we had to go to the local pool on the Air Force Base. And the very first thing we did, they said, we got a swim test. And I was like, really? I'm just thinking, really? And he said, yeah, you got to be able to swim if you want to scuba dive. And I was like, I'm a poor swimmer. And they had an outdoor pool, and it was a long pool. I don't know if it was 50 yards, 100 yards, what size it was. But it was a long pool. And I looked at my buddy, and I was like, are you a good swimmer? And he's like, no. And I said, I'm not either. And all we had to do was swim down and swim back. That's all we had to do. And we swam down. I guess we swam 2 different lanes side by side down. And we got to the end. I was wore out. I was exhausted. I looked at him and grabbed him on the side of the pool, and I was like, I can't do this again. I can't go back down. So we got out of the pool, like, sorry. And the guy was like, well, just practice swimming and then come back. We did this course periodically, and I never did. I never went back. So I now have a pool. I now swim a little bit more. I'm still not a strong swimmer. I got a crooked back, and I don't know what it is. I just don't know. If I kick and don't move my arms, I don't move. I got skinny feet. So I got to look up. I'll talk to Dion about this. And I could probably Google, how to get certified in scuba diving, where I'm at, to find a class and call them up and figure out what it is. But I think I want to learn how to go scuba diving. Why not? So anyway, I went off on a tangent. We're at about 10 minutes. Let me think real quick here what I want to do. Baseball, Brew, and link. Oh, baseball. The Brew, I'm going to put a link to their email below. Okay, I encourage you to subscribe to it. Give it a try. I get referrals, and I think I'll get a notebook if I get up to 10 referrals. I got like 6. But I got all kinds of notebooks. I fill them up. I write a bunch of stuff down, but another notebook, I'll take it. If any of you want to subscribe. But baseball, here's a story of why, no matter what age you are, start investing. All right? How does that relate to baseball? Kevin Gausman, I think that's how you pronounce the last name. He's a pitcher, Major League Baseball pitcher. As a young man, he was on the Baltimore Orioles. I believe, I didn't Google him, I didn't pull him up, but I think, if I remember right, he came up through the minor league system with the Orioles. Came up, was one of these young guys that had potential. He's now 31. So this was probably 10 years ago. I think 2007, I think I saw. It couldn't be that long ago. But anyway, when he came up, he had potential, but the Orioles were struggling back then, and it seemed like different pitchers had potential, and they would trade them off, and then they would go on to become stars with some other team. Okay, the Orioles are a different team now. They're better at developing their players. They weren't good at developing their players back then. So Kevin Gausman went off, and he's played for 5 different teams. All right, so he's gotten better as time has gone on. He's now 31 years old. He's on the Toronto Blue Jays, and he has tied a record, I think, with Cy Young. Have you heard about Cy Young? Cy Young, the Cy Young Award for the best Major League Baseball pitcher. Cy Young pitched in the late 1800s, early 1900s. He tied a record set by Cy Young back in 1903. At the start of a season, in his first 5 games starting, he's a starting pitcher, first 5 games, he has not issued a single walk or he has not given up a home run. And the minimum qualification was like 120 innings pitched. So I think he's over 120 innings pitched. But anyway, he's pitched 120 innings. I think it's 122 innings he's pitched without giving up a single walk or a home run. That's amazing. All right, and the point of that is he's 31. A lot of baseball players, if they make it to the major leagues, are washed up and retired by the time they're 30, much less 31. But he's 31, and he's starting off with the best season of his career. Okay, so he might stick around for a while. So as an investor, if you haven't started investing and you're 55 years old, big deal. I'm 54 right now. I bought my first rental house when I was 49. All right, 49 years old. So if you're Millennial Mike, because you watch my videos, if you're Will and you watch my videos, if you're any one of my mastermind groups, some of you occasionally watch a video and maybe you stick it out. If you're younger than 49 and you've bought your first rental house, you're doing better than I did. All right? So what's stopping you? All right? I don't watch a lot anymore. I live a life. But I watch different videos. And I watched a video last night with Michael Zuber and Dion. And thanks again, Dion, for the scuba diving idea. But Dion was talking about starting a course. Michael Zuber has a course. You know, it's all about course buying real estate. I don't know. I don't plan to start a course, I don't think. I'm not saying I never will. But I don't think I will. Because it's just, there's a lot of courses out there. You know, I've taken a couple courses. And hands down, the best course I took was Coach Carson, Chad Carson, $79, and it taught me the basics of real estate investing. I paid for Michael Zuber's course before he raised the price. It was like $199, and I did it at a kind of like a thank you to him. I watched a couple videos in, and it's like I know all this stuff, and I'm not cocky. But I went from 0 to 25 in 4 years in rentals. I figured the game out. It's not hard. So my mind says, even though Chad Carson's course I liked, I wasted $79. I didn't need to spend that money. My way of learning is jump right in and do it. I jumped in my first rental house January 2017, and I about failed. And I don't recommend copying me, but that's my way of doing things. Just jump in. And if you sink or swim, all right? And I do try to learn, and I do learn. But it's not hard to buy real estate. It's not hard to start investing. It's not hard to buy stocks. If you want to buy stocks, I've said this 100 times on my channel. Go to themotleyfool.com. All right, you can learn all you need to know about buying stocks. Why settle for the market when you can beat the market if that's what you want to do? Remember, I am no longer employed by the Motley Fool. I've said that in another video. It was mutually agreed upon. I don't care. I'm not interested in investing in stocks because I know the best way to build wealth is through real estate. And I'm fully into real estate, even though I have a teeny tiny bit in stocks. And also, I love mineral rights and oil investing. That's just fascinating me as the wells are pumping out more oil. My one investment with King Operating, they're up to 500 barrels a day. This was as a couple days ago, 505 barrels a day on 2 wells, and they're like 25% pumping. And I don't know how that translates out. If they're at 500 barrels, 25%, 100%, would they be at 200 barrels? I mean, not 200, 2,000 barrels. I don't know. I'll find out as time goes on. So anyway, this is getting long. So if you want to subscribe to the Morning Brew, the link will be below. If you like baseball, let me know. I like the Orioles. They just beat the Red Sox the last 2 games. They won 2 out of 3 with the Boston Red Sox. So they're showing some potential. And anyway, all right, so enough's enough. This video is too long, so I am signing out. Mazske signing out. Take care. Start investing. Love life. Make sure you click the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And talk to you later.